All right, aspirants, if you're here, you're considering mathematics for your optional. Let's be clear, you're choosing a high-risk, high-reward path. This subject isn't just another optional, it's a potential rank decider. This is your no-nonsense roadmap to conquering it, built entirely on the strategies of toppers. So let's dive right in.
We're starting with this quote from AIR1 Kanisha Kataria because it's the absolute truth. You need to understand this from day one. Maths optional is a high-stakes game. It can catapult you into the top 10, or it can completely sink your attempt. There really is no middle ground.
So before we even talk about strategy, books, or anything else, we have to ask the most important question. Is this optional really for you? And this isn't about being some kind of math genius. It's about having the right temperament for the grind ahead.
Okay, look at your screen. This is where you need to be brutally honest with yourself. On the left, you have the ideal candidate. Someone who genuinely enjoys the process of solving a tough problem, who has patience and a solid foundation. On the right, you have those who should probably steer clear. If you're looking for shortcuts, if your basics are weak, or if you rely on memorization, this path is not for you.
This chart basically sums up the entire deal. The scoring potential is massive. We're talking 300 plus, a score that can single-handedly lock in your rank. But that reward comes at a cost. A vast, demanding, and deep syllabus. You have to be all in. There are absolutely no shortcuts.
So, if you're still here, it means you're ready to face the challenge. It's time to survey the battlefield. But we're not just going to look at the syllabus. We're going to dissect it strategically, focusing on what toppers call return on investment, or ROI. Think of this table as your strategic map for the next year. You can't just study topics blindly. You have to analyze the ROI. You'll notice topics like linear algebra and ODE usually have a really high ROI. They're scoring and they show up a lot. On the other hand, a topic like real analysis might have a super high difficulty for a more moderate return. You have to use this data to focus your energy where it's going to count the most.
Now, it is vital to understand that the two papers have completely different personalities. Paper 1 is your foundation. It's generally considered more straightforward, but that's a trap. Silly mistakes here can be absolutely fatal. Precision is key. Paper 2. Well, Paper 2 is the rank decider. It's tougher, no doubt, with topics like modern algebra, but mastering it is what separates a good score from a topper score.
Okay, let's talk about your arsenal. You know, the single biggest mistake that aspirants make is building a huge library of books that they never actually finish. We're going to avoid that trap. This game is about depth, not breadth. This is it. This is your entire toolkit. Toppers like Kanisha Kataria are crystal clear on this. IMS notes should be your main source. They have the theory and problems all in one place. You can supplement them with one standard textbook for a specific topic if you really need to, but that's it. Your goal is to master this small set of resources, not to become a book collector.
And here's the logic, straight from the man himself. Every single hour you spend searching for a topic in a new book is an hour you are not spending solving problems. In an exam like this, time is your most precious resource. A focused, minimalist book list protects that time.
All right, you've got your resources locked in. Now, let's build the execution plan. This is where your strategy meets discipline. And trust me, discipline is what creates rank.
Look, your preparation has to be done in phases. The first 3 months, that's your foundation. You're just focusing on getting conceptual clarity from your core notes. The next 4 months are all about application. This is where you will live and breathe previous year questions, or PYQs. And that final phase, that's all about mastery, relentless revision in simulating the exam with test series.
Kanisha Kataria really emphasizes this. You have to solve problems with pen and paper. Your revisions must be active, not just passive reading. So, in your first revision, you solve a variety of problems. In the second, you only focus on the important or tough ones that you marked. And by the third revision, you should be working from your own short notes for quick recall.
So all that preparation is one thing, but performance inside the exam hall, that's everything. Let's talk about how to convert all that hard work into actual high scores.
30. I want you to remember that number. Toppers recommend analyzing at least 30 years of previous year question papers. And you don't just solve them, you analyze them. This is how you literally decode the DNA of the UPSC mathematics paper and start to think like the examiner.
So don't just solve PYQs for practice, dissect them. You need to identify which types of questions and which theorems keep repeating. You have to master those compulsory questions because you have no choice there. And when you find a question you can't solve, use it to find the gaps in your knowledge and fill them. The goal is to get inside the examiner's head.
You know, getting the right answer is only half the battle. As AIR 8 Nitish K points out, a clean, step-by-step presentation is what gets you full marks. Your proofs have to be logical, they have to be easy to follow, and most importantly, you have to manage your time. An incomplete paper is a losing paper. It doesn't matter how smart you are.
All right, finally, let's go over the fatal mistakes that can completely derail your preparation and the mindset you need to see this journey through to the very end.
Please pay close attention. These are the career enders. It starts with collecting too many books, which we've already talked about. Then there's the trap of overconfidence, especially if you have an engineering background. But the deadliest mistakes are ignoring revision and actively avoiding your weak topics. You have to confront your weaknesses and practice constantly under timed conditions.
And here's a reality check for you. A conservative, realistic estimate to master this optional is somewhere between 500 and 800 hours of focused study. This isn't something you can just cram. It's a massive time investment. If you aren't prepared for that kind of commitment, you need to seriously think about your choice.
Look, if you remember anything from this, remember this. Success in Maths Optional is not about being a genius. It's about discipline. The discipline to show up every single day. It's about consistency, chipping away at that syllabus day after day. This optional is a marathon that rewards the grinders, the people who just don't quit.
I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. Burn it into your mind. It is not the difficulty of the subject that will defeat you, it is a failure to be consistent. That is the ultimate truth of this journey. Execute your plan, stay consistent, and the rewards, I promise you, will be worth it.